Hey, it's George Fourie. Welcome to the Martial Arts Media Business Podcast. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a review of an epic martial arts business event that we ran here on the Sunshine Coast in Australia. Going to be talking about the highlights, epic, real cool things that we did, and most importantly, also talk about the next event that's coming up and how you can potentially be part of it. All show notes can be found at martialartsmedia.com/146. Head over there and download everything and you'll get all the resources on how you can potentially join us for the next event. All right, let's jump in. So a couple of months back, we hosted our Partners Intensive. Now, some context, Partners, you've heard me talk about Partners if you've been on the podcast. If you haven't, Partners is our martial arts business group that we work with, school owners from around the world, and we get together online a lot, well, 2 to 4 times per week, but it's also important to get together in person. And so we put together the Partners Intensive, which was a 3-day event that we hosted on the Sunshine Coast here in Australia. I got to be honest, it way exceeded my expectations on just how amazing it was. And we had speakers from multiple parts of Australia and also Grandmaster Zulfi Ahmed from Bushi-Ban International, who flew over from the United States to come and join us for the event. So I'll tell you what, you've probably been to a business event, so you know, but if you haven't, it's the one thing that just brings it all together, right? I mean, it's great that we got all these online tools and we can switch on Zoom and just teleport virtually all together from all different locations and connect fast. And there's nothing beats that quick way of accessing information. But when it comes to really human to human connection, we martial artists, we like to be around people, and the same goes with the events. Plus, you can get all the content that you want online, but it's that one conversation you have with a person who sits next to you, that insight that you get, that conversation that you're a part of, where the magic happens. And I just want to say, whether it's my event or someone else's, but if you're going to go, just look at the business, look at it as a nice little tax write-off to get away, and just do it, because whatever you spend, you get back tenfold, plus form awesome relationships with like-minded people, other martial arts business owners, etc. That was a universal plug for all events, including ours coming up. So I want to give a bit of a rundown. So I'll tell you what, a bit of insight from me. We moved across country from Perth, which is Western Australia, all the way to the east, which is the Sunshine Coast. And so for those of you, maybe if you're in the United States, that's the equivalent of moving from San Diego all the way through to about New York, give or take. So opposite sides of the country, right? In our case, the continent. And I knew we had to put this event together. And I was thinking, well, look, where do we go? It's always good, I was putting this event together and I was thinking, where do I host it around the country? Most events typically happen in a nice city, and, people fly in from all over. So it's got to be easy to be accessible. And at the time I was standing in this thought process, I was standing on a beach close by, Mululaba is how you say it. I got it wrong a few times. Anyway, and my daughter's playing in the playground, which is down by the beach in the sand, and I'm standing there thinking, well, we could do it on the Gold Coast, we could do it in Sydney. And as my daughter's playing, I look up and I see, well, here's the Mantra Hotel. And I look the other way and I see the ocean. And I look back at the hotel and I'm like, well, it's got to be there, right? It's in my backyard. We moved here because it's, I believe, one of the most beautiful places in the country, if not the world. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it just be magnificent to bring martial arts school owners from all over the world to meet up on the Sunshine Coast? And so that was it. And it was so successful that I've already booked the hotel for next year, June, for 2024. So how did the event go down? All right. So I played mostly part as a host, which is really what I wanted to do. I think everybody in our group hears me talk a lot. I really like the aspect of bringing so many people around and bringing people, having people from our community step up and share a lot of great insights. So I think I'm just going to break it down from top to bottom. So I kicked off the event, and straight after me, we had Ross Cameron, who spoke about the $20,000 a month Pro Shop formula. So this was a really exciting session. And, you know, when I was promoting the event, I promised that within day one, you would walk away with six figures, strategies that would get you six figures in the bank if implemented within the next 12 months. And we did that on day one. And a big part of this was Ross Cameron's $20,000 a month Pro Shop formula. So that's generating $20,000 a month from your Pro Shop. So Ross, being an engineer by trade, he went down into all the aspects to look at and how to design your Pro Shop, from the layout, where it should be exactly in your, how to display the items, what to display, where to source them from, changing stock. There was so much to cover. It was a really, really impactful 90 minutes. Next up, we had Shane McMahon, who spoke about the open day, six-figure open day formula. This is something we've covered a lot. Shane's done really well with running open days. We call it the six-figure open day because that's what's generated on the day in student value. For him, his record, I think, was 89 students sign-ups on the day. When I moved up to the Sunshine Coast, Shane's lives in Brisbane, and I knew he was running an open day, and so I thought, hang on, I want to get this on film. So we've talked about the strategies and bounced it around, but I've never really been hands-on a part of it. So I drove down to Brisbane and filmed the entire open day and just watch the whole process. And it was great because we got to talk about it after, but we got to run through the open day live and break down each strategy, what to do from the marketing, how to fill the room, getting what to do during the day, the demos, who to get involved, organic marketing through the community. And so we just did a rundown through the video and basically covered all the strategies from that. Awesome. Next up, this is all day one. We had Lindsay Guy, and Lindsay Guy was talking about retention boosting strategies, things that they've done within their school. Now, when we started working with Lindsay Guy, it reported that he's grown his business by 233% since being in the community. And he attributes a lot of that to things he gets from our community. And that's not me giving myself a pat on the shoulder, but the weekly calls that we have, where we have a bunch of martial arts school owners that get together, and that's where the magic happens, because that's where the ideas are shared, and the martial arts school owners that attend those calls are the ones that succeed the most, because that's where you get the live feedback, right? There's nothing like bringing a problem to a call and you've got someone that's been in the business 30, 40 years and have gone through those different phases and be able to share those insights with you. Anyway, so how to create retention boosted customer experiences from first contact to walk-in to introduction to sign up. Awesome. So we finished the day off a bit early, but then we did something epic. We did a mastermind on a river cruise. So we hired, what do you call them, a big boat cruiser to do a river cruise through all the canals. And so we also got a sponsor on board, Clubworks martial arts software, and they got on board and contributed with gifts and just really enhancing the experience, which was really, really amazing. So anyway, sunset. Now, if you haven't seen the sunset around the Sunshine Coast, it's pretty spectacular. So, and I've actually got a video and some footage that I'll include below this post. martialartsmedia.com/146. Go check it out. It's pretty amazing. Had the river cruise. We got on board. It was networking, bunch of drinks, bunch of fun, and picked up a bunch of world-class seafood, had meals on board, and that wrapped up day one for us. Pretty amazing for day one. Day two, we had Grandmaster Zulfi Ahmed. Now, there's a million things that I can say about working with Grandmaster Zulfi, Ahmed on the day and through the weekend. But I can just say he completely blew everyone away with the value, the knowledge, his energy just unmatched. Grandmaster Zulfi is a unique individual. You've probably heard of him. If not, go look him up. Based in Pasadena, Texas. Bushi-Ban International. Bushi-Ban International is his organization. And Master Zulfi, we spent the entire Saturday with him going through a bunch of topics which I was actually sworn to secrecy and not allowed to share. I can just tell you that everybody in our group still talks about the experience that day. And he went over and above and delivered. We did, after the event, visiting different schools around the Sunshine Coast in Brisbane, having lunch, having dinners, having talks. And for me, it was just really, really valuable experience. The amount of knowledge that I gained spending a couple of days with Grandmaster Zulfi Ahmed. That was Saturday, jam-packed day. The next morning, Sunday, we started wrapping things up. Grandmaster Zulfi shared his insight, which was, his promise. His promise was that he would show you how to give you $1 million idea, how to increase your trial to member conversions by more than 70%. And he demonstrated that with a bunch of school owners. They sat down and he showed us the structure of how they do that, which was mind-blowing, pretty spectacular. Within that, we hosted what we called the Instructors Roundtable, but we had a bunch of top school owners that joined us and basically sat on the hot seat. And that was a great experience. We had Grandmaster Ridvan Manav share us from Australian Martial Arts Academy in Sydney, one of the largest martial arts schools within the world, and just listening to the wealth of knowledge that he brought to the table and being interactive with everyone in the group and just being open and generous and helping everybody within the group. And also Zach Jovanov from Premier Martial Arts in Perth, sharing how they run 1,000+ students between their two schools, and just a wealth of knowledge, and really great to have him on board. That almost brought us to the end of the day. Then we had Kyle Reba, and Kyle from Chikara Martial Arts in Brisbane. When I put all the event details together, I shared everything, and he sent me a message and said, "Hey George, I really love the lineup. It's all great on money-making strategies and everything, but if I could take 10, 30 minutes and just share a couple of things that we do differently and how we've grown our school to 370 students plus by really focusing on community activities." And then another great community member, Kyle Reba, shared cultivating culture and community for retention. So Kyle actually sent me a message after I put the lineup together for the Partners Intensive and said, "Hey George, I really love the lineup. Everything seems focused on money generating activities, which is awesome, but we do things different." And organically, they've grown their martial arts school to 370+ students without running ads, but really focusing on their culture and community activities. So Carl said, "Look, if I've got 10, 30 minutes, I'd love to share." And I said, "Well, you've got 90 minutes, take it away," which was a really amazing session and really just brought a bit of a different flavor to the event. And last but not least, I finished up with the 90-day growth plan. So every 90 days, we get together and we work on a plan for what it is the things that you need to do. And I guess I don't know about you, but sometimes you go to an event and you get all this information and insight, and then you go home and you're so pumped with everything to do, but now you've got this long to-do list of things that you've got to get done, and you don't have a plan on what's the most essential thing to do next. It's great that you got all these ideas, but if you're at a certain level and someone is at a completely another level to you, the insight that you might have gotten is great advice, but just not in the moment. So the 90-day growth plan is all about taking all the things from the event and make sure that you get a plan structured and you know what to do as soon as you get home. Anyway, that gives you a bit of an idea of what happened at the event. Now, we've got a few events coming up and I'd love to invite you to a few. So depending on when you're listening to this, I'll be hosting the Martial Arts Media Intensive. So I'm coming over to the United States. So I'll be hosting the Martial Arts Media Intensive as part of the Bushi-Ban Power Week, which is hosted by Grandmaster Zulfi in Pasadena, Texas, which will be running between the 18th and the 22nd of October 2023. So we'll be there the Friday the 20th. We're going to be hosting the event, and we've got 5 speakers covering over 3 different continents, right? So 2 speakers from the United States, 2 here from Australia, as well as from the United Kingdom, from the UK. So it's a epic week that Grandmaster Zulfi hosts, the Bushi-Ban Power Week, which is their martial arts organization. There's between gradings and martial arts seminars and the martial arts workshop, business workshop, there's a lot happening. So if you're in Texas or keen to travel, I'd love to meet you in the USA. First time back in 5 years, almost, is the last time I spoke at an event. 3 years, 4 years, something like that. Anyway, we'd love to see you. And on top of that, we have 2 martial arts business events happening, one online and one again in Australia in June 2024. Now, I know online isn't as cool as in person, but the cool thing about online is we've got access to speakers from around the globe, and we get double the work done in half the time. So, and you don't have to travel, right? So I know, yep, being in person is great, but in between we do run our online events too, which are as awesome. So, and no matter where you are in the world, you could potentially join us. So look, if you'd like to know anything about these events, shoot me an email, george@martialartsmedia.com, or wherever you see this, just comment below, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you see this, just comment below and ask, and I will reach out to you and share with you all the details of how you can attend the next event. Awesome. Look, thanks so much for watching or listening. And if you got some great insights from this, please share this with someone, one of your martial arts school owner friends, somebody who might get good value from this. And look forward to speaking to you on the next podcast. Go to martialartsmedia.com/146, and you'll find all the photos of the events, some videos, and a couple of cool resources. Anyway, thanks so much. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.